You notice something strange by the front door of your haven. There's a letter slipped under the door in a cream-colored, old-fashioned envelope. There's no name on it, but you know it's meant for you. Opening the letter, it's clear it's sent by someone incredibly old-fashioned, rich, or a fan of classic stationery. No normal person sends letters like this. The note is small and terse, written in elegant, delicate handwriting. You're cordially invited to a rendezvous at the Cathedral of St. John the Divine. I'll be waiting to make your acquaintance tomorrow night. Look for me closer to God. There's no other information. It looks like you have a mysterious invitation for the following night. No, man. Agathon. I think I'll finish up Agathon first before starting up a different storyline. You know what to expect when you return to a small bookstore serving as Agathon's haven. A cacophony of occult imagery assaults you from a book. Covers displayed on the window, but under the fake facade there's something real. This time the Buddhas and the satanic Bibles of the storefront seem almost funny, or perhaps you just started to tune into the dry humor of this Tremere. Just as you're about to ring the doorbell, the door opens and Agathon storms out. You step aside just in time to avoid having him stumble into you. Josephine, what are you doing here? Came to help you. Hey, don't be a dick. I'll go with window shopping. Window shopping for a book. For books that would help me understand the wicked beast I've become. Agathon looks at you and sighs. Please, no jokes. I don't have energy to deal with your attempts at humor. Ah, okay, I won't be the smartest man. Agathon walks to his car with you in tow. That didn't occur to you the last time, but it's a surprisingly pedestrian vehicle, an aged mid-sized family sedan. You imagine what it would look like with a baby seat in the back. Okay, I'm almost stuttering. I'm a little sleepy, so yeah. Opening the door on the driver's side, Agathon notices your look. That's all you want while it's inconspicuous and practical. You sit in the car and Agathon starts driving in his usual careful style. At least you'll never be stopped by traffic cops. It seems Agathon is not interested in small talk. Is he ever? Stay silent. Beautiful night. What's this all about? Well, might as well stay silent. You said it's best to let Agathon drive in peace. Agathon is very comfortable driving in silence. You look out the window wondering at the ordinary lives of the people you pass by. Suddenly Agathon snaps you out of your reverie. Let me ask you something, Josephine. Do you enjoy the hunt? I don't, if I'm perfectly honest. No, I just can't get over the fact that I used to be one of these people with prey a short time ago. Even if it feels good in the moment, in the long run it doesn't. I know how it feels. I can't just suspicious of a Tremere, but I believe that we are on the verge of discovering something that will be a great boon to our kind. For a second, Agathon sounds so sincere. You take a look at him to make sure he isn't joking. Doesn't seem so. You exit Manhattan over Brooklyn Bridge and soon reach the site of a nightclub that seems to be your destination. It's on the riverfront, a converted former warehouse. Sounds familiar. After Agathon has parked the car, it's time for you to enter the nightclub. You glance at Tremere, evaluating him. It's obvious this is not the kind of place. He's not his kind of place. You may have worked in finance, but your colleagues get to some crazy shit if they did enough cocaine. You're not a party girl, but you don't stand out in a nightclub. Agathon does. There's a good chance for research notes I... So... it's not certain. So it's not certain? You're not certain what we're looking for is here? Nothing in life or death is certain. Well, death is certainly a certainty. There's a line to the club. It looks like a popular night, even if based on the crowd, this is not exactly a place for supermodels and celebrities. I'm still struggling for blood. I think it's a good idea to use it right now. But Agathon is pretty upset. I feel like if I get too hungry I might do something stupid, so I'd rather be on the safe side right now. You join the line with Agathon. He looks uncomfortable, as if he had hoped that you could somehow get you in faster. Well, no wonder. Yeah, I was curious about that. Let's not forget the masquerade. I apologize. Let's not forget the masquerade. Let's go with that. It's better if we play it cool, no risk of blowing our cover, just two clubgoers waiting online. Fine, you're right. Let's not make a spectacle of ourselves. Stand in line for 15 minutes, but eventually you get past the bouncer and step inside. Music beats down on you, bringing with it memories of a human existence. First time you went dancing with friends, when you flirted with someone on the dance floor. This time is different. You're a predator and everyone around you is prey, tightly packed, twitching sacks of blood and tissue. You sense the emotion all around you, blood tinted with happiness, lust, rage, jealousy, love. A buffet of sensation. Focus, keep your eye out for trouble while I look for what we came to find. You nod and follow Agathon through the throng, trying to ignore all the warmth, flesh, and circulating blood around you. I can't fight the urge. You decide that the opportunity to feed has been handed to you, and it would be churlish to refuse. A young Latina man is dancing close to a beautiful drugged-out girl. She takes his face in her hands and kisses him on the mouth. You slide close to him and sink your teeth into the man's neck. He moans from the pleasure of a kiss, and the girl assumes it's because of her. You check to see if nobody is watching, and lick your wound closed before disengaging and returning to look for Agathon. You find a young, intense woman pointing a finger at his face. Agathon, you traitor! Don't you dare stand between me and what's mine! You look at the woman in surprise. Her appearance stands in contrast with the anger in her words. Juno, you know Aislinn will not let you leave with the notes. Perhaps she won't let you leave at all. Juno pulls close to Agathon's face, and stage whispers loudly enough for you to hear her over the music. You're still so brainwashed you care about what Aislinn fucking Starbridge wants. I'm done with jumping through her hoops. I don't know what I saw in you, Agathon. You're such a lapdog. Let's not forget the masquerade. She's your ex. I think he will hate that. Let's keep saying masquerade, yeah. I'm kind of a suck-up this time, so let's stick to that. Look, are we sure we want to talk about all of this in the middle of a dance floor? Do I look like I fucking care about the masquerade? You look at Juno in genuine shock. From Sophie you understood that the masquerade is universal among the kindred. Juno, you don't mean that. You're not suicidal. Fucking watch me! Juno, please. Juno steps back, suddenly cold. Ignoring the people dancing all around, she stares hard at Agathon. The past is past. My traditions are dead to me. You won't stop me, Agathon. I'll make sure of that, here and now. You know I have the power. No, Juno, please. Agathon sounds panicked. He's not worried about his own survival, but the possibility of what Juno is going to unleash, a genuine masquerade breach. Well, I just fed. Calling on powers of your blood, you step close to Juno between her and Agathon. Agathon was being an asshole. Don't hurt yourself just to get at him. He's not worth it. Juno looks at you in the eyes, and you can see that she's tired and scared. Deflecting from a Tremere is not easy or safe. You're right. She turns to go, and stops and glances back at you. You should pick your friends better. With that, Juno walks through the oblivious dancers towards the exit. Looking around, you realize that Agathon didn't stay to witness your exchange with Juno. Instead, he worked his way around the dancing crowd, looking for notes, using his arcane methods. After Juno is gone, he returns shaking his head. Not so here, but not anymore. It's possible someone had them when they were hunted here. After making sure Juno is nowhere to be seen, you and Agathon push your way outside. Outside, you walk to Agathon's car and drive back over Brooklyn Bridge to Manhattan, heading for Agathon's haven. Juno mentioned some things that are personal. I trust your discretion. I'm not talking about those things to Aislinn. I'm trying to be friends with him and not her, so of course. Your love life is your business. Thank you. After a while you reach Agathon's haven and he parks the car. You walk to a cold bookstore and Agathon asks you inside. The smell of incense assaults you as before, making you grateful not to have to breathe. You follow Agathon upstairs to find Agent Starbridge in an armchair reading an old book. She puts a bookmark in a place as you come in. Okay, I should slow myself down. You were successful, I hope. No, I'm sorry. I know it's been there, but not anymore. That's a shame. I hope you won't run out of time. How did Sophie's little protege do? Agathon turns to look at you. These fledglings come and go. Let's see after a few years. Very true. I'll have to ask Sophie why she took this one in. She must have a reason. As you know, fortunately she hadn't found the notes either. That's interesting. The High Regent turns to look at you. Angry. She was very angry. I don't know what you people did to her, but she's pissed. What we did? Careful now, fledgling. She made her own choices, bad as they were. Anyway, I have some things to discuss with Agathon. Go along now. You leave a cold bookstore, with cheesy mystical music still in your ears as you walk away. You wonder about what happened with Juno. Why is she so anxious to leave her clan? Can she really do that? Could you leave Sophie's service if you wanted to? She could kill me at any moment. I don't think she would like me leaving her service. Now, let's go with this one. You received an invitation to meet a mysterious someone at the Cathedral of St. John the Divine. You haven't been to church since you became a vampire, or kindred, as the euphemism goes. You've had to focus on concrete, practical things like survival and feeding. You've learned the essentials of a vampire existence, but you don't really have a clear idea of what it all means. The Cathedral of St. John the Divine is a New York landmark. You've been inside once before when you were much younger. You marveled at the Gothic facade. Wow, it is gorgeous. Especially this light. I mean, wow. I wish I could paint like that. Looking at it now from across the street, it feels ominous. Prospect of an anonymous invitation to a secret meeting is a worrying one, but the venue is well chosen. It's hard to imagine a violent attack in a place like this, with eyes everywhere. Enter the cathedral discreetly. You've quickly learned this is an essential skill for a vampire, how to move without anyone noticing you. The full force of the cathedral's architecture hits you as you walk between the pillars. I don't know what that is. If an architect meant to create the feeling of being small in the face of God's glory, mission accomplished. Based on the note, you're assuming that whoever's you're meeting is somewhere in the front. As you step closer to the high altar, it feels as if something is dragging at your feet, as if the stone beneath you resisted your movement. Legends, superstition, by the stunning creatures this gets to listen to. I don't know what am I choosing here. Let's go with that. It's been a long time since you prayed. You wonder whenever God listens to creatures like you. Also, that's what it was supposed to be. Fatalistically, you take a step, then another. You're not sure if your God is present in this cathedral, but perhaps it doesn't matter. What you feel is real enough. There's an old man sitting in the front. You see only the back of his head bowed down in silent prayer. Your footsteps echo on the floor, and he turns to look at you. You can't take your eyes off him. His tall, dignified white hair balding, a few strands escaping to the sides. He's wearing glasses and simple clerical clothing. His eyes are warm and pale, too kind for someone like you. Something is wrong. You feel heavy, as if the giant hand was pressing you down. The skin on your face is burning. Perhaps unconsciously you expected something like this, as a vampire walking into a cathedral, only it's not a building or god making you feel like you're burning alive. It's a man, a priest. Oh, that guy looks creepy as hell. Should I just... Welcome, my child. A priest's tone is kind, but rising panic inside you is telling you that kindness is not for the likes of you. Confront the priest. The only way to understand these painful feelings is to push forward and confront the priest. As you step closer to a priest, panic rises inside you. Emotions are hard to control. Fear, anger, pain, all trying to wrestle you in the different directions. Away. Can I help you? Are you okay? The priest talks to you like he would to a lost vagrant who has chosen to enter the house of God. How are you doing this? How are you doing this? I'm afraid I don't understand. It's simply too much. You mutter something incoherent in reply. Don't sound like a vampire, not that being made powerful by immortal blood. You're just another sad, confused, lost soul. You turn around and stagger away, only feeling like yourself once you're back on the street outside. You stand on the sidewalk, confused and scared. No enemy seems to be attacking you. The priest didn't follow you. The night air is wet with the smells of the city, the same as every night. How did it feel? You look at the man speaking to you. He's well dressed, if a little archaic. Dark-haired, handsome, like a character from an old movie. He smiles as if he knows something you don't. You glance around. There are people on the street. You don't appear to be in immediate danger. Did you do this to me? No, absolutely not. Let me introduce myself. My name is Benoit Segal. God, that's a difficult name to say. We share many things in common, even if you don't know me. Benoit offers his hand to you. Sure. Benoit's handshake is firm and dry. He looks at you intently as if trying to find something in your eyes. Would you mind sitting with me for a moment? Benoit points to a park bench nearby in darkness because of a broken streetlight. Where you decide to follow him. Only an enemy totally unconcerned with a masquerade would attack you here. Benoit sits down and you follow suit. For a moment you both contemplate the cathedral in silence. I know how it feels, what you just felt. I have experienced it myself, many times. For a moment you consider how to respond. It's clear Benoit sent the invitation to come here and orchestrated this little setup. Why did you invite me? Did you try to get me killed? I feel like punching you. Why did you invite me? What's the point? Why did you go to the trouble of getting me here? We share a connection, you and I. I'll explain it later, but right now the important thing is that it's so much easier to show than to tell. I wanted you to meet Father Anthony, or see him, experience him. Did you wonder why it felt like that? It was a priest. Is it supernatural power? Does it matter? Is it supernatural power? Was it some kind of supernatural power? No, not at all. I don't think so. It's his faith what makes you feel like that. He's safe in his belief while you are one of the damned. Do you ever wonder what's the role of a vampire in God's creation? You stop to think. Of course you wonder what this is all about. Whenever it's God or nature, you don't really know what being a vampire means. That's the trouble with Masquerade. A human faced with a human problem can go online and find something that helps. You can't. Masquerade means what everything there is to know about your condition is secret, hidden away. You're left relying on the unreliable opinions of people like Benoit. Suddenly Benoit takes your hand and presses it against his chest. As he stares into your eyes, you feel his heart stop. My heart no longer beats, yet I move, I talk. Is that how God intended us to be? There's a natural explanation now, can be. There's a natural explanation. Oh, I don't believe in supernatural. No, it's just a stupid thing to say as a vampire. I mean, come on. There's a natural explanation for all of this. We just don't know it. Maybe there is. I don't know either, but I know that Father Anthony's faith is real. Sometimes I'm skeptical too, but in Father Anthony's presence I know faith is real. I know it because it hurts so much. But perhaps you have questions about faith and our kind. Yes, what are we? I don't know any of his stories are true. Perhaps we are divine, but damned. I don't know any of his stories are true. I don't. How could I know? This is what faith is. You have to believe something. Good and evil, right and wrong, love and hate. I believe we are damned. I also believe that there is always hope, grace. Father Anthony's faith shows me the way. It's so easy for us to lose ourselves in a morass of occult speculation. Some of our kind are the arcane, others Lilith. Many of them come a little place where faith in the invisible guidance of a Okay, you're just making fun of me now. I can't say that. Come on! Who's supposed to watch over us? You don't know how much of that really matters when it compared to the character of a good man. I think I'm here to just talk about religion. That's a lot to take in. Did you have anything else to say, or did I just come here to talk about religion? I know it's overwhelming. It was for me when I first met Father Anthony. I know there are others like him, whose faith shines like a beacon. Priests, old ladies, children. Anyone can have that conviction inside them. Can I just say okay? I'm not gonna pray. This is too much. You expect me to go on with all this insanity? But not notes patiently. Let's meet again in a few nights, here at the cathedral. We can talk more after you've thought it through. You leave Benoit sitting in the shadows of the cathedral, contemplating what lies within. It would be easier to ignore his words without the reality of what you've witnessed. Father Anthony was holy, you know it to be true, but what does that mean?